There are 7 minutes.
Madam Speaker, I know you'll be gracious enough if I overshoot the runway in case of my submission, Madam Speaker. Secondly, Madam Speaker,
are you taking a flight? Why are you overshooting on the runway?
In case of my tsunami-like submissions, Madam Speaker.
Proceed.
Madam Speaker, as I proceed to comment on this motion on the implementation on resolution of the Senate on the report of County Public Accounts Committee and County Public Investment Special Funds Committee, Madam Speaker, allow me to pass my deepest condolences on the unfortunate killing of Adan Hassan, who was allegedly killed by the DCI officer yesterday in Garissa. Our prayers and thoughts are with the family, and I hope the Ministry of Interior will move in quickly and arrest the perpetrator. Madam Speaker, it has to be noted this is almost the third person being killed in Garissa by the allegations of police bullet, Madam Speaker. So we stand and pray with the family. Madam Speaker, I want to thank Justice Mwamuye. He is one of the progressive judges of our recent times. Madam Speaker, yesterday Justice Mwamuye vacated an order that was stopping the arrest of 2 governors who are the fugitive of justice accountability. That is Governor Lelelit, who ran away, Madam Speaker, in a supersonic speed, which is not the nature of Samburu people, and Governor Sakaja, Madam Speaker. I'm happy Justice Mwamuye has said the warrant of arrest is in place and has directed the Inspector General of Police to arrest and produce the 2 governors, Madam Speaker, before the County Public Committee led by able Senator Moses Kajwang, Madam Speaker. And I was watching in Mikoba Democracia. He is looking like his own brother, the late Senator Otieno Kajwang. Therefore, Madam Speaker, this is very important to us, even as we track the implementation, Madam Speaker. In one of our recommendations, there is resummoning on the accountability, Madam Speaker. We must resummon 29 governors, including Nandi governor. The COG chair must be resummoned, Madam Speaker. Alongside the 2, Governor Sakaja and Governor Lelit must be arrested, Madam Speaker. And the other 29 to answer on the issues of accountability. And we will not negotiate, Madam Speaker, on the issue of accountability, Madam Speaker. I know, Madam Speaker, the other day, Madam Speaker, I saw one of people called Calvin Okoth, Gaucho, was nominated by the distinguished governor of Nairobi, Madam Speaker, to serve in, is it Mama Lucy or Mbagati board, Madam Speaker, and I must appreciate. But I was wondering, why are people complaining about Gaucho? The allegation has it the Nairobi governor does not have academic qualification of a degree, Madam Speaker. So the point I'm trying to make, Madam Speaker, we must, and I want to request, now that my chair of CPAC is here and the chair of CPIC, Madam Speaker, we must issue warrant of arrest against the COG chair, Hamid Abdullahi, Madam Speaker, for being used to subvert justice, for violating Article 10 on national values and principles of good governance, Article 229, Madam Speaker, of the Constitution of Kenya, Article 201 on principles of finance, Article 174 on principles of devolution. Next week, Madam Speaker, Part 1, we will issue warrant of arrest against the governor, who is the COG chair, Ahmed Abdullahi, who continues to subvert justice, Madam Speaker, because we are following through, Madam Speaker, on the resummoning of governors, Madam Speaker. We want to make him an example against 29 governors on this issue of resummoning, Madam Speaker.
Senator Cherargei, do you really have powers to issue warrants of arrest against governors? Maybe
Madam
not.
Speaker, I have said County Public Accounts Committee. I'm not saying I am a member, Madam Speaker, under powers and privileges. And this is anchored under Article 123 and 124 and 125 of the Constitution, Madam Speaker. And I want to call upon judiciary and thank Justice Mwamuye that in the Speaker Mate's case, you only challenge the process at the tail end. You don't challenge. And no arm of government can inject another arm of government, Madam Speaker. Be it the judiciary, be it the executive, be it the parliament, Mr. Speaker. Madam Speaker, I was in Kericho the other day, Madam Speaker. I was in Kakamega. I was in Nandi. across everywhere during recess, Madam Speaker, even in Narok, Kenyans are saying, let governors appear before the Senate so that they can answer questions of accountability, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I met Kenyans. We will not do our oversight in funerals. We will not do oversight in political rallies. We will not do oversight in bridal showers, Madam Speaker. We will not do oversight in baby showers. The correct forum to do oversight is before the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, Madam Speaker. I want to challenge governors, instead of answering us in public rallies, in funerals, they should and must appear before the Senate and answer to the questions, Madam Speaker. Even on this issue of goons, Madam Speaker, I am aware some governors have employed people who are in the payroll and they are using as goons to harass and intimidate senators, Madam Speaker. Wherever you go, be it Nandi, be it Homa Bay, Madam Speaker, be it Wajir, be it Nairobi, Madam Speaker, we must say no to goons. These goons thrive because they are in the payroll of the counties, Madam Speaker. We cannot, even in Muranga, Madam Speaker. There are people who their business is to carry the governor's chair, to carry the governor's toilet, to carry the governor's carpet. Devolution did not envisage. It was not the design. And I'm happy the ODM party leader, Dr. Oburu Oginga Odinga, is here, one of the luminaries of devolution in this country, Madam, is present on the floor of the House. The intention of devolution was to ensure there is drugs in hospitals, there is water, Madam Speaker, there is bursary. It was not the intention to have a governor's seat to be carried on, to have a governor's toilet to be carried around, to have goons following a governor, 100 of them, Madam Speaker. It was the intention of devolution for the Mamamboga, the border to have opportunity, Madam Speaker. And I'm happy. That was the intention of devolution. There is nothing else, Madam Speaker. And therefore, on this implementation, and I want to say, I don't fear to say this, Madam Speaker. Cowards die many deaths. If you can add me 30 seconds, because I'm setting the tone, Madam Speaker. I want to say this. The biggest weakling in the fight against corruption is EACC, DPP, and DCI. We have made recommendation, Madam Speaker, to EACC on many issues of financial impropriety in counties, Madam Speaker. The EACC and DCI, DPP, Madam Speaker, must assist us in the fight against corruption. They must prosecute governors and county officials who continue to plunder and commit financial genocide, financial atrocities in our counties, Madam Speaker. We should not sleep, Madam Speaker. We must ensure, Madam Speaker, these people are prosecuted, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to support this motion on follow-up on implementation and hope, and our committee and the Senate will agree with the recommendations of PAC, Madam Speaker, and to say we move on and ensure devolution works for a better Kenya and a better republic, Madam Speaker. I yield back and I thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cherargei. I have a communication to make from the chair on a benchmarking visit by an officer of the Research and Library